Tuesday morning, it's October 16th. Hello, this is WGTV Today. I'm Wayne Alley.
I'm Kim Best. Good morning on this Tuesday morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. Is right. What a gorgeous day we have. And I was looking over the weather forecast for this week and the weekend. It's just going to be a fantastic fall weekend. Today and tomorrow, weather, sunny skies, temperature, a few clouds, but temperature is going to be in the lower 70s and overnight lows in the lower 50s. It's just going to be great. And then
perfect
Thursday,
fall weather.
Oh, it's just perfect fall weather. Ideal.
You know, the last few weeks it was like a roller coaster.
I know.
You know, it was warm during the day, then it would get cold that afternoon.
Yeah.
You never knew what to wear to work that day.
Yeah, and you know, a couple of times we saw overnight lows in the low 40s. Brr, but I love it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's
anyway,
nice.
And this time of year, there's always a festival or something going on over the weekend. We'll cover some of those things with you in just a few minutes.
We will. One of the things we wanted to remind you is we're here to spread the news and to communicate to you all what is happening in our community, both in the city of Goldsboro and throughout the county of Wayne. And we want you to understand that if you're a nonprofit organization and you have an event you would like to promote, just send it to us. You can email it to wgtv@waynegov.com at least 2 weeks before your event, and we will be glad to promote it here on the show, because that's what we're all about, is spreading the news and keeping you informed on what's happening here locally.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Happily will we do that. Yes, indeed. For instance, I'll give you a for instance real quick here.
Please do.
Coming up, the Wayne County Industry Celebration is coming up here soon. It's a 3-day event. It starts on Tuesday, October 23rd, which is a week from today.
Yep.
October 23rd, 8 o'clock that morning, the golf tournament tees off at Goldsboro Municipal. And then on the following day, Wednesday, they'll have tours of the WCDA office, Wayne County Development Alliance office. And then they'll round it out the end of the tour, the following day, rather, October 25th, they'll have a reception and awards at the Goldsboro Country Club. So it's a 3-day event, and you are invited to attend. And if you would like information about that, you simply call the Wayne County Development Alliance office, and they can help you with that information. All right? All right.
Wonderful. And we wanted to remind you, Goldsboro Parks and Recs is having their Halloween 5K run.
Yes.
It is Saturday, October the 27th, and that'll be held, Wayne, at Stony Creek Park on Ash Street.
Mm-hmm.
They also have a dog trot. So if you have a dog and you would like to bring your dog to the event, you can also trot around with your dog.
Oh, okay.
That's right, but it's a 5K. You can walk it or run at Stony Creek Park, Saturday, October the 27th.
All right. Today, October 16th, is World Food Day.
Okay.
I love the world. I love food. I'm glad it's today. Anyway, it's also National Boss Day today.
Oh, yes.
How about that?
That's
the 16th of October.
So make
National
sure you
Boss
remember
Day.
that and tell your boss thank you for all they do.
Oh, yeah. We'll look over more of the almanac thing here in just a little while. On today's program, we have a full day for you. We have, listen to this, we have the Commander, Chief Master Sergeant Pete Stone is going to be with us this morning. I'm looking forward to that.
Seymour Johnson Air Force Base.
From Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, that's right. We'll also have Hal Tanner III is going to be with us.
Yes, he's going to talk about the candidates forum that the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce is hosting, and that will be held at Moffett Auditorium at Wayne Community College.
Right.
So he's going to be talking about that.
We also have a quick tour of the Wayne County Animal Adoption and Education Center. That'll be coming up here in just a little while. We also have Terry Jordan in from Gateway is going to be with us talking about Gateway, and
Kevin Johnson.
Kevin Johnson will give us a quick crop update, the Wayne County crop update here.
Great. Always
great to
show.
have. I'm telling you, we have a lot of people to talk to, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay?
That sounds great.
Sounds great. We'll go ahead and talk now to Kevin Johnson on WGTV Today. Today we're talking with Kevin Johnson of the Cooperative Extension Service, ag agent here in Wayne County. Kevin, I wanted to ask you about the crops here in Wayne County. We're getting close to the end of the year closing out on the calendar, but what are the farmers doing right now? I know cropping tobacco has been hot and heavy here lately.
It really has. Farmers are wrapping up their tobacco harvest,
right.
And it's been a pretty good year. It really has. As far as, well, number one, we didn't have any big storms to destroy our crop like last year, and so they're wrapping up their tobacco harvest. I would say that they're not. Their pounds tobacco is, their yields are based on pounds per acre, and it's not great. but it's pretty good, and the price has been really good this year. So I think tobacco farmers they're pretty happy this year. I mean, of course, after last year, you would be happy. So yeah, tobacco's wrapping up. We're getting ready to move into our cotton harvest, peanut harvest, and of course, then the last thing that'll be harvested will be our soybeans.
Okay, how is cotton doing here in Wayne County?
Cotton is the cotton crop looks fairly good. Of course, it depends. There's always unique things that play into how cotton's going to yield: soil type, rainfall, varieties, when you plant it. But as a whole, the cotton crop looks pretty good in the county. And of course, right now, people want to know, well, the cotton has been green. I've noticed that there's been some white bolls. The bolls open up, and of course, the lint is in the bolls. And then all of a sudden, it turns brown, and the bolls get fluffier and whiter. And basically, the farmers are defoliating the cotton. They're trying to get rid of those green leaves so they can harvest it.
Okay, how do they get rid of the green leaves? And why do they do that?
Okay, of course they have to use chemicals. And they're usually very safe chemicals that they spray out there just to basically dry up those leaves, and you want them to fall off. They have to do that because if you were to pick that cotton with those green leaves, it would stain the cotton. Okay. And once it's stained, you can't get rid of the stain. Right. So it would just be a huge discount. Plus, it would be so hard to run anything green that goes through a machine like that it would not be good for the machine, and of course it would just destroy the cotton.
And it would discolor the cotton,
yes.
And then the price would just drop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So and they put out a product out there that will help pop those bolls open. So it's it takes 50 days on average from a boll to go from bloom to mature and pop open.
Right.
And
okay.
And some of those blooms at the top, and of course the bolls start at the bottom of the plant and work their way up. So the more mature bolls are at the bottom.
Right.
And then, you can't wait for every boll, so you have to just kind of determine when you want to spray so that you'll get the maximum amount of bolls open.
Do we still gin here in Wayne County?
Yes, we have one gin. Southern Bell's Gin is in Mount Olive, and it's a large, very modern gin. And a lot of our farmers go to that gin. There's some other area gins in Greene County, Duplin County, Wilson County that some of our growers go to. But yes, we do have one large modern gin between Mount Olive and Seven Springs.
So while tobacco is still king, and that's because of the price or the value of the product.
Of it, yeah.
What's the big product, the big commodity here in Wayne County?
The big, I guess you could say, big commodity, big acres would be soybeans.
Soybeans.
Soybeans, and that's because of the world price right now. It's very high. It's the highest I've ever seen it in my lifetime. And I've talked to, I can tell you it's the highest it's ever been. Period.
Wow.
And of course that's being driven by, if there's an event, a catastrophic event, or something that happens in Brazil, China, somewhere else in the world, it can make the world prices, go up. But yeah, we've got about 65,000 acres of soybeans this year.
Really?
And I suspect next year we'll have probably over 70. And that would be because cotton prices are down. And a farmer's going to say, well, I can make more money on soybeans than I can cotton.
Right.
So they're going to shift some of those cotton acres to soybeans.
How much farmland do we have in Wayne County?
175,000 acres.
So if 70,000 of that is taken up with soybeans, that leaves about 100,000 for everything else.
Everything else. And the one, like, take wheat, for instance.
Yeah.
Wheat is planted before soybeans. So what they'll do is they'll harvest, and we had like 36,000 acres of wheat this year.
Right. Okay.
Almost all the wheat that was harvested, they planted soybeans right behind it. So you have, you do have this system where some of that land is being doubled up in a growing season.
That's very efficient.
Very efficient.
Very
yes.
efficient.
Yes.
So they'll plant get the wheat going, harvest the wheat, and then come behind it with soybeans.
With soybeans, and so I would say half our acres is behind wheat, and then the other half is what we call full season. They planted it earlier in May, or something like that.
And so at the end of the season, that will just become dormant, and
yes,
grass is sown out there.
It basically with the soybeans, as it gets later on in the season, the leaves will desiccate or fall off. It will dry down, and then they will go in and harvest.
All right. So when do the farmers will do their soil test? I imagine around November or so.
Yes, soil testing as like right now the tobacco harvest is winding down. They do have those fields cleaned up, so they will go ahead and pull those soil samples. And as they start harvesting crops, they will get their soil samples. And the reason they pull that is so they know how much lime and fertilizer to put out on the land for next year. So farming is year round. You don't really have much of a break now. They will be harvesting beans almost up into December. And then, of course, you will be getting your equipment ready. You plant wheat. We also are getting ready to start planting our wheat crop, which we plant wheat October, November, and of course it'll be harvested next June.
How can citizens of Wayne County who are not farmers support farmers in a better way? Is there anything we can do to help farmers? Because milk doesn't grow in a grocery store.
No.
And tomatoes do not grow in a grocery store. Somebody has to grow those, and here in Wayne County, tobacco, soybeans, cotton, and wheat, and peanuts, and everything else that's grown here ends up being processed, and every time it's processed, it goes through another step, whether it's shipping or handling or processing of some way. Every time that happens, every time somebody touches it, it goes up. There's something added on or tacked onto it. How can we support our farmers here in Wayne County?
Well, I think one of the key things that we can do to support our farmers is I think folks need to realize the impact of agriculture in our community. If you throw in our farmers, you throw in our agribusinesses such as Butterball, Goldsboro Milling, Case Farms, Mount Olive Pickle, Franklin Bakery, it goes on and on. Yeah. It's the =1 industry in the county, and it has been since the beginning, since the county was formed.
Right.
And but just realize the impact of what the community is doing, and we have to learn to live together. And of course, one of the big programs that we have at Cooperative Extension is road safety. Yeah. You've got this massive equipment that's required to work with these crops and our livestock, because you have a lot of livestock moving up and down the roads. And just ask folks to be patient. It's tough because we're always in a hurry. We're trying to get to work, but we've got to be good neighbors with each other. So that I would say that's what we could really do locally to support our ag community. Let's just all be good neighbors and work together.
Right. So when you get behind a combine or a large piece of equipment on the highway, he's not going far.
No.
They can't go very far. So just have a little patience and slow down, and then when he either moves off the highway or moves to let you around, just kind of wave at him, tell him, just to let him know that you appreciate what he's doing and you appreciate the farming community here in Wayne County.
And he can't go very fast either.
And he can't go very fast.
Most equipment's going to be going anywhere from 15 to 20 miles an hour.
Right.
So we just have to be patient. And I can tell you with the farmers, they know they don't want to be on the road around 8 in the morning or 5 in the afternoon. Yeah. They know the busy times.
Right.
So they're going to not be out there. But, it doesn't matter. There's always going to be traffic. People have always got places to go, and businesses are operating all the time. So if you're out on the road, there's a good chance you're going to run into some farm equipment. That's
exactly right. So slow it down, have some patience. They're not going very far.
They shouldn't be going very far.
Okay. Kevin Johnson has been our guest today from the Cooperative Extension Service, the agricultural agent here in Wayne County. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you very much.
I'm Wayne Alley for WGTV. We're back on WGTV today, and it is a Tuesday, right?
It is Tuesday morning.
All right. October 25th is this month.
Yes, it is.
Coming up, the Cooperative Extension Service, speaking of Kevin Johnson, is going to have a planting spring bulbs workshop. Now this is, I tell you, whether you like to garden or whether you always wanted to maybe start to learn how to garden, or whether you've been a gardener all your life, this is perfect because you can always learn something new. Learning how to grow tulips and daffodils and hyacinths and crocus and
That's right. When the right time to plant bulbs and what you need to do to maintain them.
Yeah, and this is the right time of the year to do that sort of thing. You plant these bulbs in the fall, and then in the spring you have nothing but colors.
That's right. So when's that workshop? I know
this
they're holding
is
one.
Yeah, it's on the 25th. Now today's the 16th, and the 25th is sometime next week. There's 2 sessions. One starts at noon, goes to 1 o'clock, and then again 6 until 7:30 p.m. And this is at the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Office on North George Street, corner of George and Chestnut. And
have a time or anything?
Yeah. It's again, bring your lunch. If you're going at noon, you bring your lunch at 12, and then that one goes until 1 o'clock. But then they're going to have it again at 6 p.m. Until 7:30 at the Cooperative Extension Service office on Chestnut and George. And if you have any questions about that, talk to Jessica at 731-1525, 731-1525.
Well, Wayne, right now with the weather being kind of cold and chilly outside.
Yeah, I love that.
What more could you want other than chili?
I'd like to have a new car.
Well, you're not getting
Okay.
one. Well, you might. That's up to you. But what I'm going to tell you about is an opportunity for you to go in this chilly weather, bundle up, go outside. Coming up October the 27th, we're having the Really Chilly Challenge.
Oh, yeah.
The Really Chilly Challenge is the annual fundraising event to benefit the Community Soup Kitchen.
Yeah.
And they will be holding that, let's see, October the 27th. It'll start at 11 o'clock and run until 2 p.m. If you want to set up a table or have a booth of your own, it's a $75 entry fee. And you can call, and I think you actually set up that morning at 7 a.m. if you're having a booth. But if you're just a person who would like to attend, you can get in for $5, and you can do some chili testing.
Some serious chili testing.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Chili testing. You get to vote, but the way you vote, and it's sort of interesting the way they're doing it.
How are they doing
Every
it?
booth will have little buckets set up, and every time you want to vote, you drop in a coin or a dollar bill. But a coin, every time you drop in one coin or $1 bill, that is one vote for that particular chili to be the best chili in our community.
Right.
So they'll win first prize. Then they have a second and a third as well.
Okay.
They have a best booth. They have all kinds of little awards that go along, but everybody wants that best chili award.
So is it the number of coins, or
It's
is it the amount of money involved? Number of coins involved.
That's right.
Or
that's
dollar
right.
bills.
That's right, or dollar bills.
Right.
So that is their annual fundraiser for Community Soup Kitchen. Let's see, like I said, Saturday, October 27th, starts at 11 till 2, $5, chili testing. Children under age 5 get in free. That's coming up really soon. Mark it on your calendars.
Really chilly soon.
It's a really good cause.
Really chilly good cause.
That's right, that's right.
The Mayor's Committee for Persons with Disabilities meeting Thursday at noon of this week, October 18th. Mayor's Committee for Persons with Disabilities Annual Awards Banquet. This is a big deal.
Yes, it is.
It is.
And we'll film that. We'll also have that to be able to be shown on our show.
Oh, great. Okay. The cost is $12. And you can talk to Jeff or LaTerry, and one of the phone numbers is 580-4359.
That's
580-4359.
Such a nice event she holds every year.
Yes, it's a great event. Also, today, in fact tonight, at the Willowdale Cemetery, no, at the Wayne County Museum, the Friends of the Willowdale Cemetery will be holding their meeting tonight at 5 p.m. at the museum. This is a new organization, and they're forming this organization to help bring attention to and preserve the Willowdale Cemetery, Goldsboro's oldest. And man, you talk about history, this place
It's
has
full
some,
of history.
I'm telling you. But tonight they're going to be talking about preserving the cemetery as well as the organization itself.
So if someone is interested in joining this particular committee, there's a number or something they can call?
Yeah, well, they can call 734-5023 to get information. That's the number for the museum. Or you could call, or you can just go to the meeting. It's free.
Okay.
Just go tonight, 5 o'clock at the Wayne County Museum on North William Street near the post office.
And tomorrow, Farmers Market.
Oh, boy.
That's right, 9:30 in the morning until dusk when it starts to get dark.
So if you need a farmer, you'll find a farmer at the farmer's market. You buy
You
yourself
will.
a farmer and take him home.
You'll see lots of farmers, but you'll see many buckets and baskets full of fresh produce that our
Correct.
local farmers have grown, and we want to shop local,
Ooh, that's even better.
keep our money here, right here in our area.
Yes.
There'll be plants and beautiful flowers and all kinds of things for you to take home.
I love
But we
it.
do want to encourage everybody to shop local, support our local farmers, because they really do stand behind us and they keep our community booming.
Yes, indeedy. Booming. Everyone knows the name Walt Disney, right?
Yes, we certainly do.
Do you know anything about Walt Disney in the early years? Everybody knows that he was the man behind the creation of Mickey Mouse and bringing them to the forefront. Of course,
Oh, yes.
Mickey and Donald and Goofy and all our heroes when we were children. Walt Disney, this day, 1923, now this goes back a long time. On this day in 23, he contracted with a guy named Winkler, no relation to Henry, but a guy named Winkler to distribute something called Alice Comedies.
Okay.
That was the beginning of the Disney Company, the very beginning, 1923. Now, the Alice Comedies featured a girl named Alice, a live-action girl, and an animated cat named Julius. We never hear of this, okay? We never hear about this.
That's how his company got its start.
Right, Disney's previous, that's how the company got its start. That's right, Disney got its start with somebody called Alice and Julius,
Okay.
a cat. He had a company before that, Laughograms it was called. He went bankrupt.
Oh, really? Interesting.
He had a failure.
Sometimes failures make us stronger.
Indeed they do. It made him stronger, and of course he bounced back. But so did...
You think?
Yeah, you think.
You think?
So did so many great
Oh, yes.
leaders in
You
our
live and
history.
learn, don't you?
You live and learn.
It's not a failure if you take your mistakes, learn from it, and move forward.
Ooh, write that down. That's good.
That's good.
That is good. Write that down. That's good. But even, I mean, you know, so many famous people in history
Oh, yes.
have gone through hard times
Financial
in trying to
difficulties.
find that niche.
That's right.
Abe Lincoln declared, in fact, he had a history you wouldn't believe.
He
but,
really did. I couldn't believe it when we were talking about it on the show one day.
Yeah,
But
just
I'll-
an amazing history, what he had to go through before he was ever elected president. But anyway, besides all that,
Who have we got
you
coming
live
up
and learn.
next?
Oh, yeah, hey, that's right. Coming up next,
Is it Terry Jordan?
I have
Gateway?
no idea.
I think it's Terry Jordan, but I'm
Yes,
not sure.
yeah, okay, yeah, we have, you're right, we have Hal Tanner III and Terry Jordan are coming up next on WGTV Today.
Stay tuned. Good morning and welcome to WGTV Today. I'm Kim Best, your host. We're here to inform you about what's happening in your community. With me this morning, I have Hal Tanner III. He is the chairman of the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce Governmental Affairs Committee. Welcome, Hal. How are you?
I'm great, Kim. Thanks for having me.
Of course, we're glad to have you to find out what's happening in our community and with the Chamber of Commerce. Can you give us some brief information of what is happening at the Chamber?
Well, there are a lot of things going on at the Chamber at all times. So the folks there do a great job, and there are lots of different programs. But I'm here today to really talk about something special. Next Wednesday, October 17th, at Wayne Community College's Moffitt Auditorium, we are hosting a candidates forum. Those candidates running for public office that represent Wayne County will be addressing the public at the auditorium, talking about their different views, those who have competition, how they might separate themselves from the others, why they might be the right candidate for the job. And even those who are running unopposed are also going to have an opportunity to speak to the crowd about what their priorities are and where they see things heading for the next session.
Okay, so that's at Wayne Community College, Wednesday, October the 17th.
Yes.
And what time does that start?
Well, we are serving coffee and donuts from our sponsor, Krispy Kreme, starting at 7:30, and the actual forum begins at 8 a.m. And if I could, Kim, mention, I need to put a plug in for those folks who are sponsoring.
Yes.
The News Argus is the presenting sponsor, but we are joined by a great group of folks, Pate Dawson, Piedmont Natural Gas, Franklin Baking, and I just mentioned Krispy Kreme, and of course the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce is kind of the force behind all of this.
Of course, of course. So this is at Moffitt Auditorium.
Right.
Wednesday, October 17th, 7:30 for donuts and coffee, but 8 o'clock promptly the forum begins?
We will start at 8 o'clock promptly. Each candidate will have about 10 minutes, and in order to get everybody out back into their day, we need to start promptly and stay on schedule.
Okay, so this is not a question and answer session. This is listen to the candidates, talk about how they can do things differently, what they propose to do, what they stand for in a certain period of time.
Exactly. So, and we've debated on the format whether or not it would be a debate or question and answers. We did question and answers back in February at Lane Tree Country Club, and that was very interesting. This was a little bit different. We thought we'd just give them an opportunity to speak.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so let's wrap it up one more time. Meet the candidates next Wednesday, October 17th, 7:30 for coffee and donuts, 8 o'clock promptly. It begins. You'll hear from a lot of different candidates. Would you mind telling us who will be there?
Perfect. Thank you for reminding me of that. From Senate District number 5, Don Davis will be joining us. Lewis Pate from District 7 will be there to speak to us. The District 4 from the representatives, we have 3 different candidates coming. We have Rebecca Judge, Kevin Hayes, and James Dixon, who will be talking to us. And they will speak together as a group so that you can compare and contrast more readily in that format. And then from District 10, we have James Hardison and John Bell. And running unopposed for District 21, Larry Bell is going to be joining us. So we're real excited that all these folks are coming. So if I could put a plug in, please come join us.
That's what I was going to say. Is it a cost or anything?
There is no cost. This is open to the public. There is a RSVP required. So please contact the Chamber of Commerce. Anyone there can take your phone call and take your name, and that way we have enough coffee and donuts for everybody.
Exactly. Can you give them the web address if you don't mind?
Yes. Laura Landers at Chamber of Commerce is the key point person there on this. Her web address is Laura, L-A-R-A-L, at WayneCountyChamber.com.
Okay. Do you have a phone number as well?
I do. The area code is 919-734-2241.
Perfect. So if you would like to attend next Wednesday, make sure you get in touch with Laura Landers at the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce. You've been given an email address as well as a website and a telephone number. Just RSVP, let us know you'll be attending. This is an opportunity with the primary goal being for these candidates to communicate their positions, for you to be better informed in what's happening in our community. Thank you, Hal, for being here today and giving us more detailed information on the candidates forum.
Thank you, Kim. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. We'll look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. It'll be taking place at Wayne Community College in the Moffett Auditorium. Be sure to RSVP, and we will see you there.
We're talking with our friend Terry Jordan again from the Goldsboro-Wayne Transportation Authority. Terry, thanks for being with us.
You're quite welcome.
Over the last several days, we've covered several different areas of Gateway, or the Transportation Authority, with Terry. Today we want to talk about the train station that's being refurbished, rebuilt, re-everythinged here in Goldsboro-Wayne County. Now, this train station has been around a long time, Terry, and here in the last few years there's been a move to rebuild it, revitalize it, beautify it in anticipation of a new train service hopefully moving into this area. And I want to talk to you about that. Now, I know that we're talking about the Gateway system, the Transportation Authority system, and I don't want to get into the train part of it.
Right.
All right. But I do want to talk about Gateway. Now, the Gateway, your office plans are to put the Gateway bus transit system into the new train station.
Not quite. It's actually very close to it. I know.
Help me out here, man.
Some of the initial plans, did have it that way.
Yeah.
However, what we envision is that it will be a multimodal center, which will allow for train service to be returning to the Union Station once renovated.
Right.
However, prior to that, we anticipate that the Goldsboro-Wayne Transportation Authority will be able to build a completely new facility, operating and administration facility, adjacent to the train center. So it's on the same property, so to speak, but not quite within the same building.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So that's the plan, is to have a building on the property, location on the property.
Exactly.
And where do we stand in the scheme of things now? Are we still in the planning stages, or
Actually,
where?
we are right now. We're in the design phase, where the building schematics have been laid out. Some funding has been procured for the construction and design of the facility. However, there's still a little ways to go with receiving all the federal, state, and local dollars to fund the project. However, we're pushing along as best as we can to realize all the funds and have this project see groundbreaking within the next year or so, hopefully.
Hopefully, within the next year or so. Yes. Now, I know that there have been some, I understand there have been changes made in the original plans, and we've all, I think a lot of us have seen the beautiful drawing or rendition of what was hoped to be the vision of the new train station and gateway and offices and such. How close are we to that? Has it changed completely, or is there...
Well, I'll say this, and unfortunately I can't answer it too well because my involvement has only been within the last year or so.
Right.
Like I said, the original understanding I had was that everything was going to be combined into the one location of Union Station. However, with the separation of the station and now the transit facility, I think there have been some changes to the rendition, which is what you will see shortly. Our plans are to have a separate building for the facility and terminal operations of the bus service, and then the train station will also function independently of the bus service. So we expect that the bus side of things will be up and running before the training station is completely renovated, which will be a catalyst for that multimodal center going into effect, and then the trains returning to Goldsboro.
Yeah. How will this, I know that recently, and you and I have talked about this, the new service to Wilson by Amtrak, a bus system to Wilson. Will this have any effect on future plans of Gateway in the train station or near the train station? Will that have any effect on it at all?
Well, my hopes are that with the new throughway service Amtrak has implemented, we would see the need for the train service because of the utilization of the bus service between Goldsboro and Wilson, and then that would also be once again a catalyst for returning train service back into Goldsboro. We will continue a partnership if and when the station is completely built. The Amtrak throughway coach will move from our current transfer center and also service the new transfer center as we will currently do today. Okay.
Now, I want to make it clear too that the new Amtrak Center, you guys are just simply working together, you're allowing them to use your building as a pickup and drop-off point. If anybody wants to ride Amtrak, you have to go through Amtrak. You do not go through the Goldsboro-Wayne transportation system.
That is exactly correct.
Don't want anybody calling you wanting train tickets.
Exactly. All
right. Yes. Our guest has been Terry Jordan of the Goldsboro-Wayne Transportation Authority. We appreciate your being with us today. I'm Wayne Alley for WGTV. We're back on WGTV. It is a Tuesday, October 16th. Thank you for being with us.
That's right. We appreciate you staying with us, and we hope you are learning through our shows what's happening locally. We want you to be informed so you can choose where to go, what to do, and be knowledgeable of all the activities that are happening here in our community. And there are many, many opportunities for you to get out and about and participate and see things and hear about things and be involved.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people interested in history here locally because we have so much history to talk about. But coming up this Friday, a big event. It's a 3-day event, I understand now. So the information I had earlier last week has changed. In fact, I misread it. I just misread it. Here's what's happening. There's going to be a bus trip to the Civil War battlefield Antietam. In addition to that, during that same trip, they'll be going to Harper's Ferry, they'll be going to Antietam, and they'll be going to other locations as well. But this is a big event. It costs you $100. The $100 covers your bus fare, your bus trip. It's a bus that they charter, bus trip, and I think a brief breakfast, something small. Overnight stay is your responsibility, and meals your responsibility as well, your dinners. But this is going to be a gigantic event, and I hope you can go. If you're interested in this sort of thing, you need to talk to the foundation of the Wayne Community College. Talk to the folks out there at 751, 751 735
5151.
5151. Thank you very much.
Who do they ask for?
They ask for the foundation of Wayne Community College.
All right. All right. That's what date?
As for the foundation, it's this Friday.
Okay.
This Friday, in fact, it'll take the whole weekend. They're going to be gone Friday, Saturday, and they'll be back Sunday afternoon.
And I'm sure they can give you details on where everybody's
sure.
staying and some hotels in the area
Exactly.
and all the
It is a big event.
yeah.
Antietam, the bloodiest one-day battle of the Civil War, 1862, observing 150 years. So that's coming up. Call someone at the foundation. Yeah. All right.
Well, coming up the first weekend in November, or it's actually November 9th through 11th, right here at the Paramount Theater, we will have some of our local talent showcased. They will be participating. Those that were chosen are going to be in Ebb Scrooge. Those that were chosen. They will be in the Stage Struck Children's Theater.
Yeah.
Production of Ebb Scrooge, A Southern Fried Carol.
Oh.
It is a twist on some of Ebb Scrooge's events and things that he has participated in.
Okay.
And it will be at the Paramount Theater that weekend. And there'll be 3 or 4 different shows. If you're interested, you can call the Paramount or go to ParamountTheater.com and get additional information and purchase tickets. But that's coming up. That's children that are in 2nd or 3rd grade up through high school. And you will be amazed at the level of talent that these youngsters have and the commitment that they have to theater and their arts. And we want you to promote them. We want you to support them and go see what Wayne County has to offer at the Paramount Theater the first weekend, or November 9th through 11th.
You know what? I've seen the young people of Wayne County in their best, at their best. We have a tremendous amount of talent
Oh,
here.
my goodness.
Tremendous amount of talent here in Wayne County. We have children, and I'm talking about little ones who can sing
That's
their
right.
hearts out.
And
they
we
can
have so
dance.
many opportunities and arts venues in our community that if a child has an interest in the arts, whatever form, you know, we are so lucky and so blessed here in our community that we do have these different opportunities to take these children's interest and to really cultivate it and mentor them and guide them and train them for them to be able to reach that dream and work towards it and then go on to do whatever they want to do. You like that hand motion?
Sorry, I like that. That's good.
But we are really blessed in our community to have so many opportunities.
Yeah, we are. We are indeed. Yes, we are. Well, let's see. What do we have here? You ever heard of a guy named Rick Dees?
I have.
Hey, Rick Dees, a DJ, and at the time,
years.
Yeah, for many years. In fact, I remember he was at for a while. He was at WCOG in Greensboro as I was a tyke. No, I wasn't a tyke. I was grown. But anyway, he was a very, very funny guy. He in fact has relatives here in Wayne County.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, how about that?
Yes, he does have relatives here. Anyway.
What is he doing?
It was 1976, which goes back a few years, 35 years or 37 years now, on this very day when he and his cast of idiots.
That's the name of it?
That was the name of his radio program, is Rick Dees and his cast of idiots. Scored their first and only, in fact, #1 single. They cut a record. You know what a record? You know what a record is, but some people don't know what records are. Yeah, some people don't know what records are, but it went to #1. It was called Disco Duck.
Really?
Disco Duck went to #1 this day in 1976.
A lot of us remember Disco Duck.
Yeah, what a funny
It
song.
was hilarious.
Yeah. 1999 it was. The Associated Press reported that Misty the Ferret
Oh, my.
saves taxpayers thousands of dollars at Peterson Air Force Base in Colorado.
How in the world should you do that?
Peterson Air Force Base in Colorado would take Misty the Ferret, tie a string or a little tiny rope around her neck, and she would run through conduit and pull cable through the conduit. But now they had to train her to do this. And the way they did it is they would promise a strawberry Pop-Tart.
Oh, that
She
was her
loved
favorite, huh?
Pop-Tarts. And they'd hold a Pop-Tart at the end of the conduit, and she'd run through it and
Wow.
running cable. Isn't that brilliant? That's brilliant.
interesting.
1999 it was that they were doing this. On our birthday list for today, Wendy Wilson, the singer, is 43. Suzanne Summers.
Oh, yes.
She and her thigh master
Workout
are
queen.
66 today. Yeah, the workout queen, yeah. Kelly Martin is an actress, and she's 37 today. And the lovely and talented Murder, She Wrote actress Angela Lansbury is 87. What a career that lady has had.
She has.
Big time career. And she is 87 today.
Wow.
All right.
Well, who is left on the show today?
Well, on the show today, we have left. We're going to be talking and we're going to be hearing from the Chief Master Sergeant, Command Chief Master Sergeant, Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, Chief Master Sergeant Pete Stone. He's going to be with us here up next. And we'll also hear from the folks at the Animal Adoption and Education Center. That's up next on WGTV Today. Today we're talking with Chief Master Sergeant Pete Stone, and Chief, I appreciate you being with us.
My pleasure.
You're with Seymour Johnson Air Force Base.
That's correct.
You are Command Master Sergeant. What does that mean, Chief Master Sergeant?
Command Chief Master Sergeant. Actually, I'm the Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Wing Commander for Seymour Johnson.
So you're right up there.
She comes to me for advice on just about every single enlisted matter.
That's a heavy responsibility, Chief.
It is, but it's one that I have leapt into full force. And have done this before, too, so this isn't my first rodeo, so to speak.
How long have you been here at Seymour Johnson?
Geez, I just got here in August, so not very long.
Wow, and you came from?
I was over in the desert for a year prior to coming to Seymour.
First of all, let me thank you for your service. We appreciate you very much. We love Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. Being here since August and coming from the desert, where are you from originally?
Originally from the state of New Hampshire.
New Hampshire?
Yes,
what
sir.
part?
Actually, near Concord, a little bit north of Concord, New Hampshire, which is the state capital.
State capital, sure. So, how long have you been in the Air Force?
I have been in the Air Force now for about 26 and a half years.
So, Chief, other bases you've attended before the desert?
Boy, it's funny, we were just talking about that on the way over here. I've been stationed at Travis Air Force Base in California,
Right.
Robbins Air Force Base down in Georgia, Kadena Air Base, which is on Okinawa, Japan.
Right.
I have also been to Mildenhall, England, Ramstein, Germany, El Dhafra, UAE, Beale Air Force Base in California.
You've been all over the
I've been
place.
a lot of different places.
So, your responsibilities at Seymour Johnson, how would you encapsulate your responsibilities there?
My responsibilities are really, like I said, I'm the advisor to the Wing Commander, and I deal with all matters enlisted. And really, I work for the enlisted members of the base. I make sure that they have the tools and the capabilities that they need to execute our mission every single day.
What may perhaps be an example of some of the day-to-day tasks you would encounter in your position?
It could be training issues. It could be dealing with disciplinary issues for folks. There's a vast myriad of different things that occur each and every day. That's the great part about this job. It's never the same.
Never the same.
I'll deal with some issue that's different from the day before, and will certainly be different tomorrow.
What's the number of personnel at Seymour Johnson, roughly?
I can tell you right now, as far as enlisted folks, we're about 4,000 strong.
Pretty good.
Yes,
That's
sir.
good. That's a good size. Compared to other military bases, it's a smaller number, but we don't need a big number, do we?
We don't need a big number. We're small but mighty.
Yes, indeed. Fourth but first.
Absolutely.
Now, you fly? You do not.
I'm not a pilot.
You're not.
I am absolutely not. I was a flying crew chief in my past because I grew up in the aircraft maintenance career field, and I had the opportunity to fly in some of the bigger aircraft. But I'll tell you, this is a fantastic mission with the fighter aircraft and the folks that we're training here at Seymour. So.
You prefer being on the ground as opposed to off the ground, or what's your preference?
I'll do whatever the Air Force asks me to do. If they want to take me up in airplanes and push me out of that perfectly good airplane, I'd do that too. So.
Okay, very good. What are some of the challenges you encounter from time to time at Seymour Johnson?
Challenges. Well, I'll tell you, the Air Force has changed a lot since I first came in. We were about 600,000 strong. And really, our expectations of our airmen are just what they were back then when I first came in, is to meet those daily taskings and to do what we sometimes can't imagine can be done with the amount of folks that we have. We have some legacy aircraft out there, and we're continuing to do the same mission on the same aircraft with half the number of people.
The F-15E Strike Eagle is an amazing aircraft.
It is.
And we are, as I recall, we're one of 2 bases with that aircraft. Is that correct?
There's, I would say there's probably more than 2.
Oh, there used to be, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't kept count here of late, but at one time there was only 2.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
But as far as the F-15E, you work with the 9/16th at all?
We were actually, yeah, our total force integration is what we call it, with our reserve brothers and sisters, is in full action.
And
we have a great relationship, and we work hand in hand with them.
And the 135R is an amazing aircraft as well.
It certainly
Wonderful.
is. Matter of fact, like I said, when I worked at Mildenhall, when I was at Mildenhall, England, I was part of a 135 unit out there.
Where would you like to see, or where do you see, in fact, the Air Force going in the next decade, or the next 10 years, or 12 years or so?
Well, I'll tell you, you know, the Air Force is a resilient bunch of folks, and I have the privilege of working alongside an elite bunch, really, when you think about it. Only 1%, less than 1% of our population ever serves in uniform. And so it's always my honor to work with the men and women that wear these uniforms. And where are we going in the next 10 years as an Air Force? Exactly where we're going tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. We are going to execute the mission and the needs of our country.
And the mission of Seymour Johnson Air Force Base?
Is to fly, fight, and win.
Fly, fight, and win.
Yes, sir, absolutely. We train elite, obviously F-15E pilots, and we train the maintainers that work on those aircraft. And of course, we train folks to deploy and fight our nation's wars each and every day.
I'm glad you're here, Chief, and in Wayne County and at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. And on average, well, you know, people assigned to Seymour Johnson Air Force Base are here for a varied amount of time. Some people stay here for years. What are your plans? You plan? Do you see moving on later on? Or you plan? Would you like to stay here?
Well, I'll tell you, you know, as a command chief, I kind of move around quite a bit.
Right.
Typical tour length for someone in my position is anywhere from 18 to 24 months. Sometimes they can extend that on to 36 months, but that's fairly rare. And so, as much as I like it here, the Air Force needs will always come first. And if they tell me in 18 to 24 months that it's time for me to move, then I'll move on. But I'll tell you, you know, my wife was born a Tar Heel, and she moved up to New Hampshire shortly after that. But you know, she knows where her roots are, so well, she's kind of happy to be home for a little while.
Well, I'm sure. And since you brought it up, where's she from?
She's from. She was born in Fort Bragg. She's an Army brat.
Okay.
So.
Okay. And do you have children?
We have two daughters, both grown now and out of the house.
All right. Yeah, out of the house.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Yeah, they're off the budget. So. Yeah, they're never off.
No, never off the budget. Our guest today has been Chief Master Sergeant Pete Stone of Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. And thank you so much for being with us today.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Today we're talking with Vicki Falconer, Director of the Wayne Animal Adoption and Education Center. Vicki, I appreciate you talking with us here at the Animal Adoption and Education Center. About how many animals do we have?
We rate about 150 a week.
150 a week. Now,
Yes,
is that above average? Is that average or below?
That's about average.
Is that about average? So how do we correct that?
Get your pets spayed and neutered.
All right, and what will that do? I mean...
Well, it'll stop the overpopulation. A lot of the stray animals that are just running loose that are not spayed or neutered, they just multiply, and then the puppies show up someplace. People turn them in here. Also, if you don't have yours done, it takes one dog. If you have a male and yours is not neutered, it takes that female to get in your fence, and then you're going to have a litter of puppies.
All right, so why are people not aware of this? What are we not doing?
A lot of people feel that if you have them spayed or neutered, it changes their temperament. They get lazy. They don't want to do that because I've heard that with males, it takes away their manhood, and the excuses you'll hear.
Is any of that true?
No.
Okay. So get spay or neuter.
All of your pets.
All of your pets.
Yes, sir.
Right, and get it done now.
Yes,
now,
sir.
Because animals. They bring animals by here and just drop them off because what, are they not thinking ahead? Or what are they just not thinking?
Just not thinking, I'm guessing. Not getting them spayed or neutered, like I said, it just, they multiply. Dogs a couple times a year. Cats is even worse.
So if they want to adopt an animal, the first thing they do is what? Pick out the type of animal, the size animal that would be right for their home?
Yes, they really need to think about what they're looking for. They need to look at the temperament. They need to see what their lifestyle is. If you got kids that have allergies, don't come in here and get one that's a high shedder. Look for one that's that has less shedding. Also, depending on the temperament of the dog, if you have kids, you don't want a huge dog. You want to start medium. Even if it's going to get bigger, start a little bit medium so that it gets used to little kids. Yeah. There's a lot to think about before you just walk in here and get a pet.
And if they want a pet, they come in here and they see a little puppy, and they live in what, a 2-bedroom or a 2-room home or apartment. Don't get a pet that's going to grow 6 feet tall.
Exactly. I mean, if you're planning on moving, that's different. But if this is where you're going to be, you need to remember that puppies need exercise. They need space. They don't just live in a 2-bedroom apartment.
So fit the right animal to the area that it's going to grow up in.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any other words of encouragement? Because we want people to come in and find these. I was just in there looking at some of the cutest little animals, little dogs, little kittens, little puppies, and some of the older dogs as well are very passionate. These are the kind of dogs, not all of them, but these are the kind of dogs that a lot of them just love children and are very protective of children.
Exactly. If you want, I mean, by all means come in. The older dogs are... a lot of them may be house trained. A lot of them are used to families. Before you would take one, though, bring your children in. You can go in one of the visitor rooms, see how they react with your kids, see how they react with your other pets. Older dogs have that ability they've already been around pets. You get some of the younger ones, they've never been around possible other animals, so they may be a little more aggressive. Your older ones, they just want someplace to be warm and live.
And a family to love.
Exactly.
They want to be part of a family.
They were part of one at one time. You know, so that's what they want. They want to be back to that. They need a responsible pet owner that's not going to keep them for another year or two and then turn them back over to us.
Some of these older dogs particularly were coming up to the cage as I would approach them a little while ago to the door and just reach out trying to touch me to let me know, hey, I'm ready to go home with you.
Exactly.
That's what they were saying to me.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. All right. So how does someone adopt an animal?
If you would come here to the shelter at 1600 Klingman Street, we're here Monday through Friday from 10 to 5:30. You can come in. Once you've decided if it's a cat, puppy, dog, older dog, whatever it may be, come in. You can walk through the building. If you find something you like, you'll fill out an application for it. If the application is approved, you can go through. The adoption can be done that day as long as the dog is available.
Okay, now not to throw any water on this thing here, but now why would someone not be approved?
If they do not have their pets at home already spayed or neutered, they're not going to get another one. That's the first thing. If their pets aren't up to date on shots, that means they're not being responsible pet owners. So why would I adopt another one out to somebody that's not doing that? Living arrangements, landlords. We have to call landlords on that. And if there's ever been a complaint or we've had an animal control problem with them in the past, then they will not be able to adopt either.
Well, those are all certainly understandable reasons. So if those are anything of the above that you ever had a problem with, don't call. Stay where you are. Do not call. What is the phone number here, Vicki?
919-731-1439.
What?
919-731-1439.
All right, where is Klingman Street?
It's
Besides saying, don't say right here. Don't say right here.
It's off of Corporate Drive, off of Wayne Memorial Drive.
Okay.
It's in there. If you go down the road by the Harley store,
yeah.
Turn on Klingman. We're about 300 yards on the left.
Okay, and at the other end of Klingman is Royal Avenue.
Royal, yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Near Wayne Memorial Drive, Herman Street.
Yes, sir.
All right. Vicki, thank you so much for talking with us. Talking to Vicki Falconer, who wants you to come out and take some pets home, take new family members home, and take care of them, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Vicki.
Thank you, Wayne.
Wayne Alley for WGTV. We're back on WGTV today, and this is we're about the end of the program here.
We're about to wrap it up on a Tuesday.
Almost ready, but you have a couple more things to mention there. What's going on?
I want to talk about, with our holidays coming up, it's hard to believe that here we are already in the fall and holidays are coming up. But
I know.
To celebrate the holidays, one of the really unusual and beautiful events that Goldsboro always has is our Lights Up Downtown.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Love it.
It's such a festive event, and it really does sort of set the tone and set the pace for the rest of the year.
It does that.
And if you're interested in coming out, and I encourage you to, participating in that, Lights Up Downtown will be November the 20th, right in front of City Hall.
That's next month.
That is. It's next month. And, oh my goodness, that's a night full of entertainment, trolley rides with Santa all around downtown, drinking your hot chocolate. We'll have entertainment on the steps of City Hall, crafts for the children to do. Such a nice event. And of course, it's that afternoon, that evening. It'll start about 5 o'clock.
Isn't that the night the symphony comes to town?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
A lot of people through the years, since this has been going on, have made a night of it. They'll start out with Lights Up Downtown, then they'll go get them something to eat in one of our local restaurants, and then they go over and listen to the symphony, and it's just such a nice, festive holiday night. Great way to kick off the season.
It is that. It is a big night. Downtown lights up. The Christmas decorations all light up. Beautiful. And the entertainment.
The first phase of Streetscape will be complete, so we'll get to be actually participating right there in our new area.
That's right.
So it's just a wonderful event, and we encourage you to mark it on your calendar, November the 20th.
Okay.
That's coming up soon, quicker than we think.
That is. I know. I can't believe
Because if you want your tickets to go see the symphony, you need to get those ahead of time.
Oh, yeah. And it's the North Carolina Symphony.
That's right, because the Lights Up will be free, so that event won't cost you anything.
That's right.
But if you'd like to mosey on down the street to the Paramount.
We're going to mosey.
Or ride the trolley.
Or ride the trolley.
You'd like, with Santa Claus. That's right, coming up soon. That's right.
Well, guess what? We get to do this all over again tomorrow.
We do, and tomorrow we have quite a few people coming up on that show.
Who's coming up tomorrow?
We have Mel Powers. He is from the, he'll be actually assembling an emergency kit, I believe. He's with the 911 in the emergency area.
Yeah.
We'll have some people from the soup kitchen coming to talk about their Really Chilly Challenge.
That's good.
We do. We have 2 volunteers and board members that will be coming to talk to us. We have Eileen Coit.
Eileen.
And she'll be talking about what, Wings? I believe you talked with her earlier.
I did. We're going to be talking about the fair. Okay. And here in Wayne County, North Carolina, we have a national champion.
Really? Of what?
Well, I can't tell you.
Oh, it's a surprise.
It is. It's a surprise. But she was part of a team, and they won a national championship. We're going to hear all about that tomorrow with Eileen Coit.
All right.
Here on WGTV Today. Well, it is a Tuesday, the 16th, and that means tomorrow is
Wednesday the 17th.
Oh, yeah. Wednesday the 17th, thank you.
And Farmers Market, so don't forget.
Don't forget, that's tomorrow.
That's right. So stay tuned, be with us, and we'll have more events and things happening in your community, and we hope you've learned something today. And like I said, if you have an event that you would like to promote, if you're a nonprofit, email it to wgtv@waynegov.com, and we will help you promote it.
And if you made a profit and you don't want it, then send it to us. We'll take care of it for you.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I mean,
that's the show. We're done for today.
Every morning at 7 a.m. you can join us right here on Channel 10 or Channel 99 in northern Wayne County. And until tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. That's what's happening in our community.